Let me bring you up to speed on breaking news now out of Johnson County, where we have two children who have died after an apparent drowning. They were located again at Ham Creek Park along the Brazos River, ages 5 and 7 years old. Both boys. Johnson County officials telling us that the parent reported the children missing, saying they were playing by the water at Ham Creek Park. The parent said they turned their back for a second and the children were gone. The children were found dead in the Brazos River at around 8:30 tonight. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office saying this has been a very tragic scene. They had multiple emergency response agencies there trying to locate these children, and very tragically their bodies were found there again late this evening. The Johnson County Sheriff's Office says it extends its deepest condolences and thoughts and prayers with the family during this very tragic time. Very distraught members of this family at the scene tonight. Let's get back to Brittany Costello, who is there on scene. What are you seeing, Brittany?
Well, as you can imagine, a massive police presence. We see the sheriff's office vehicles. We also saw several watercraft coming and going. We saw many vehicles leaving. We just passed the medical examiner's vehicle. As you mentioned, we know that two children were killed. Now, we were told by the Johnson County Sheriff's PIO, the public information officer, that the family told them these two children were playing next to the river at Ham Creek Park. A parent may have turned their back for just a moment. That's what was reported to them, and the children disappeared. Now, the call came in initially reporting those two children as missing, that they possibly fell into the water. So that is kind of how we got here. We're told they got that call to come out and start that search a couple hours ago. And then they made that discovery. Those children were found in the water around 8:35.
Such a tragedy, Brittany. Can you give us an idea of what is happening there right now in terms of the investigation? Do we expect that they will be out there the rest of the evening collecting information for the investigation, or were they closing things up? What's happening there right now in terms of the investigation?
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to assume at this point. We're assuming, they will be out there for some time. We were actually told to move further back. We were at the entryway to Ham Creek Park. There are two scenes, if you will, that are blocked off with some police tape. As they mentioned in that statement that I believe you just read, foul play is not something that they suspect at this moment, but that does not mean they are not investigating thoroughly. So we did see two areas kind of taped off right next to the river. We don't know what those areas are or what role they may have played in this, but you can certainly expect investigators are going to be working these scenes very thoroughly.
I was told, Brittany, that there were multiple state game wardens there on the scene on boats. Do you see anybody still there by boat on the water?
We actually did not have much signal over there. We were battling signal problems. So initially when we arrived, we drove pretty close to Ham Creek Park. There's kind of a long entrance. We ran up to a few Johnson County Sheriff's vehicles with flashing lights. That's kind of the extent of what we saw at that point. We did see a few emergency vehicles with watercraft pass by. It was a little too difficult to make out the agency. As we know, there are several neighboring agencies assisting or were assisting in this search. They pushed us back because of these two scenes that they are investigating, these two different areas. When we were pushed back, we, on our way out, we mainly saw Johnson County Sheriff's vehicles. Not to say that those other, vehicles were not out there, but It's very dark out here, as you can imagine. Not many lights other than the flashing lights of those emergency vehicles. So we had to clear the area to get signal to talk to you guys. But at this moment, that's what we saw over there.
All right, and tonight we can only assume that that area will be closed off to the public. We're going to stay on top of this story throughout the night. Thank you, Brittany Costello, for that update. Again, 2 children have died after apparently drowning after playing near the Brazos River near Ham Creek Park tonight in Johnson County. Ages 7 and 5 years old. A very tragic story. We'll stay on top of this with the very latest ahead on News 8 at 10. We'll see you then. For now, I'm Cynthia Isaguirre in our Dallas newsroom. Now back to regular programming.